What's going on YouTube? V here. So I saw a random video done by Team Samurai in my YouTube feed, and it was about Dear Konami, and I was like, oh great, this is a great way for us content creators to talk to Konami, and seeing Team Samurai, a content creator with a lot more subscribers, a lot more renownedness within the community, talking to Konami. I thought this is awesome. What do we have to say? Well, after watching the video, I didn't know any way to really communicate this back to him or to anybody out there. The one thing I didn't want to happen is an abuse of misinformation that I felt that was done by Team Samurai. It wasn't done intentional, and I don't think he really realized some of the back end stuff about Konami. I'm not sure if he didn't realize it or he just wanted to make a video while realizing it, and some of the things I just didn't agree with. Now, before I begin, I just want to say, me and Team Samurai, we don't know each other. I never met the kid. I think I saw him in the distance at one Yu-Gi-Oh event. We just didn't have time to talk because I was running around doing other things like competing and saying hi to all you guys. But I really have no animosity to the kid. I really don't. And I really do think by creating this video, he had all good intentions for Konami to get his word out towards Konami. I just disagree with it vehemently. Now, not everything I disagree with. A majority of things I do. But I would like to use his video and do a bit of a response video, guys, and a bit of a way to communicate, through everybody to the community, the other side of the coin, as the one he created one side and I'm the other side, and I'd like to give you guys my reasoning. So we're gonna use some of his video clip in this video. It's all used with fair use copyright law. It's not infringement or whatever the hell. It's not. It's a response video. People do these all the time. I don't know why the community, everyone gets upset about that. But I use my face in the video. Well, yeah, it's a response video. I used it to do a response. You can actually do this all the time. This happens a lot within the community. Whenever, anytime these videos do happen, it's nothing like with animosity. I just don't agree with what he says.
Now, for those of you who play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys know that the time rules has been implemented in 2018, and in my personal opinion, it's one of the worst things that actually has ever happened.
Yes, the time rules. One of the worst things that was happened due to the fact that it's new. You see, Yu-Gi-Oh players just hate new things. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players threaten to quit with links. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players threaten to quit with exceeds, synchros. Basically, when everything new happens that's game mechanic wise, that's ruling related, Yu-Gi-Oh players just get upset, threaten to quit, throw a big hissy fit, then accept, and then move on forward. If you complain about pendulum mechanic in 2019, you're gonna get laughed at. But when the pendulum mechanic first came out, people freaked out about it. Everyone wanted to leave the game. Now with the new time rules, everyone's upset about it. I think the time ruling has some problems, but it's not at all terrible. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arenas will end at 9, 10, midnight at times due to the old previous time rulings. It was terrible. With the new time rulings, it does shorten that, but it does create its new problem. Now, I address this in my previous videos. I say there's an easy answer for this. When time is called, that player who has their current turn ends their current turn, and then the next turn goes over to the opponent, who then at the end of their turn is the end of that whole round. That would actually fix the time ruling easily, but it will increase and add more time to a current on otherwise working structure. And Team Sam's answer for this is
to basically follow the OCG.
Oh, so he's not kidding. You follow the Oshi's technique, which is you have a 35-minute round, so you get a reduced round, and then at the end of that 35-minute round, there's an announcement for a 10-minute end of match procedure, in which you're allowed 3 turns. In those 3 turns in the end of match procedure, both players continue playing the game until it's over, until the 10 minutes is called. Once the 10 minutes has been called, the game's over. Now, we can look at our 4-minute round, or look at a 35 plus 10-minute round. The summation of this is just an extra 5 minutes. That's all it is. There's a great example like this for a shoe store that wants to sell a certain type of shoe. They'll raise the price of a certain type of shoe by $40, and everyone would freak out. Oh no, $40! That's crazy! And then they'll lower the shoe $20, and everyone will go, whew! Ah, thank you. Okay. But they just raise a shoe totally a price of $20. The only difference is they know who has the money, who doesn't have the money. With this, it's just an extra 5 minutes we get for the Yu-Gi-Oh round. It really doesn't mean much. It doesn't really end well, because at the end of that 10-minute extra round that we actually have in our 35-minute reduced round, we just get an extra 5 minutes, which still ends with time being called and players having an issue with that. Turns in Yu-Gi-Oh take a lot longer than 10 minutes for 3 turns. Some games can last 40 minutes in 3 turns. So to say giving extra 5 minutes total for a round of Yu-Gi-Oh! In which Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will have 3 turns doesn't make much sense at all. You just give an extra 5 minutes. There's no resolution. The only thing about the last end of turn match before the end of time ruling before this one is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players had a full 5 turns, and at the end of that was the end of the match. Both players, for the most part, were satisfied with the result. Going back to what I was saying, at the end of the time is called, at the end of the turn of the current player, the opposite player gets a turn, and then at the end of that turn, the game is over. Both players, for the most part, are at least happy because they got to finish their game. They got to finish their game within their turn.
Proper ban list structure.
Tell me he's not going to talk about set ban list dates. There's just no way he doesn't know about this. Talk to any Konami employee, they will tell you how this works.
Buy your products, we fly to events, we drive to your events, we go to your events. You guys had it back in the day. Why take it out?
It's like you almost forgot the fact that Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't a thing for a while. In fact, Konami in the TCG, in America mostly at the time, was being ran by a company called Upper Deck. Upper Deck ran the ban list on a set time, a set date, a set platform. July 18th, the ban list is coming out. And they would deliver. When Konami finally took back the game from Upper Deck, they changed it. They eventually changed it. It didn't happen immediately, it happened gradually. And here's how ban lists work for anyone who doesn't understand. Konami TCG here has to email what they want on the ban list to Konami OCG, who in turn have to email back their revision of what they will accept and what they will not accept. In turn, Konami would have to turn around, look at the ban list that OCG has given them, and agree or make their own changes. This is a battle amongst emails between the TCG and the OCG. This is why Konami cannot give us an exact date due to the fact that the ban list might not be done yet. They might be still negotiating on the TCG ban list. Konami works really hard in the TCG to actually negotiate a better ban list for us. And the OCG is constantly changing things around for what they expect on our TCG ban list. So they'll give us a date like no sooner than January 30th, because maybe around January 20th, they'll start actually sending off the email and working on the ban list. Maybe even sooner, but we do know the fact that Konami is actually emailing back and forth with the OCG to give us a better ban list. This is 100% verified. You can ask any Konami employee. They may or may not tell you this, but I've been told this by 2 different Konami employees. This is how the ban list is done in the TCG. There's no way we can do it on a set date. It is actually impossible to deliver that promise. And this is what I think that a lot of people out there get upset about. We should have a set ban list. The Japanese get a set ban list. For a while, I was the same way until you realize that's not how it's actually done. In the OCG, they can release a set ban list because they're the OCG. They just work their own ban list up. They don't have to negotiate with anybody. They release it. Here in the TCG, we have to negotiate our ban list. And Konami TCG actually works very hard to get that done for us.
Yu-Gi-Oh! For beginners. I truly believe that Konami should implement something for beginners in Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe host an OTS tournament, every Saturday morning, at your nearest OTS stores.
Yu-Gi-Oh! For beginners. Kind of like what Duel Links is for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. It's for beginners. Konami saw that a lot of beginners and casuals were playing Duel Links, and they created a physical manifestation of that called Speed Duels. In fact, Konami is really bad with getting new players in. I agree with that 100%, but they're working on it. In fact, they have a day for this event for new players. Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. That's it. That's what it is. It's for new players to get involved in the game. Speed Duels is there to also teach newer players the game mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, as Speed Duels release more sets, it might become its own format, but it will also implement new things for new players. That's what it's there for. It's there for new players, for casuals, and for those who currently play Duel Links who can easily make the transition from the digital game to the physical game. That's all it is. Konami definitely needs to work on getting new players in, but for the most part, we see them actually doing things currently right now to get new players in. Being an OTS store owner, I can tell you that if I was to host weekly Yu-Gi-Oh! Events for new players, nobody would want to play in it. Or those who would want to play in it, it would be mob run. They would want a restriction on meta decks. And then the casuals want to play their own Yu-Gi-Oh game. And to be honest with you, that kind of pushes away your competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. Giving more ground to casuals is not how you run a Yu-Gi-Oh event. Casuals don't care about Yu-Gi-Oh as much as competitive players do. Casuals don't spend as much money as competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players do. And a little food for thought for those who are out there and who are casuals, casuals eventually become competitive players. Here's a great example. You're in a group of your friends. You're hanging out. You're having a good time. Everything's awesome. Bill comes over, and Bill has evil swarms. It's nowhere near meta, but you're playing Dark Magicians, and Bob's over there playing Blue Eyes. Well, guess what? Bob gets destroyed. Wrecked by the guy playing Evil Swarm. So what does Bob do? He gets angry. He looks online and he finds a Blue Eyes deck profile and he's like, this looks good. He plays it, slaps that bad boy together, walks over and beats Bill and definitely beats you. Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna play fun Dark Magicians? No. You're gonna be like, I don't care about you guys. I'm gonna make Inzectors, and it eventually scales up, and eventually scales up to the point where you're all playing meta decks, where you gotta play the better deck to get the better win. Most casuals still want to win, and in fact, they want to win so bad, they'll look online eventually and make meta decks. This happens a lot. Stores don't need to run events for casuals. Definitely don't need to run events for new players. They'll eventually come and play Yu-Gi-Oh! Attendance has been growing at Konami locals, at Konami regionals, at all Konami events. It's working. Konami just needs to implement more things for newer players. I agree. Once again, speed duels is that answer. And they should make better demo decks. Their demo decks currently are atrocious. But for the most part, they're working on it.
So they can teach the new players on how to play.
A majority of stores are Magic the Gathering stores, with the store owner and most of its employees not knowing how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! They just run it as an additional source of income. They don't care about Yu-Gi-Oh! As much I think you care about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I care about Yu-Gi-Oh! Most stores just have it there. In fact, if you ask a store to run a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event as a prerequisite of being an OTS store with Konami, they would probably opt out of the Konami network, because Magic the Gathering is actually what they know, and it's most likely the reason why they are a store owner.
Maybe at a YCS or at a regional, Konami staffs or judges host, beginner tournaments on the side for those who are new to the game.
No, that's not going to happen. Regionals are not run by Konami specifically. They are subsidized by stores through Konami. And regionals are not looking to add extra Yu-Gi-Oh! Judges to run events that the event has to pay for. It's not happening. As far as Konami events that are run by Konami as like a YCS, it'd be pretty cool to do. Though once again, you're probably not going to find many players due to the fact that people travel all throughout the country to go to a YCS. No one's going to travel, pay hotel, pay for car rental just to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At a YCS event. It's just not going to happen.
I truly believe that Konami should help out content creators. Can you imagine if I actually worked with Konami, and the YouTube channels that you guys all favorite did a collab with Konami? That would be super duper sick. I really believe that it would be really beneficial for both Konami and the content creators if they work together in 2019.
This will be really hard to do. You see, the community in Yu-Gi tubing here in Itachi is vastly divided. Vastly divided. Where top content creators for the most part stick together, but even then there's other top content creators they don't stick with, where low content creators are totally ignored. Totally ignored. No shoutouts, no mentions, just not talked about whatsoever. And yet you want Konami to work with content creators? I know you said all kinds of content creators, but what you really mean is you and your buddies. The problem is, this is not how it works. You see, when Magic the Gathering took over for their content creators and started paying out for their content creators, the community that was already there got broken up yet again. And there was a new community. There was the top content creators, another top content creators, because there was two, because they didn't like each other, so they made two groups. And then there was the Wizard of the Coast content creators. Now, the top one in the whole hierarchy added the Wizard of the Coast content creator as a new top of the food chain. Those content creators would at times work together to stop new content creators who are growing as a channel. Why, you ask? Well, they don't like them. Well, it could be anything. Shirt, their nose, their hat. It doesn't matter. They would work together to stop these new content creators. They would work together a lot. In fact, if you go to a channel called The Quartering, he actually has a video of two Wizard of the Coast content creators yelling at a third one because he made a video working with a non-Wizard of the Coast content creator. This is terrible. Konami working in with YouTubers is absolutely an atrocious idea. With that said, I would love to work with Konami, but because I have my own means of why I want to work with Konami. Here's how I would think it would go. Konami would have somebody within Konami that is known to Konami to give information to a YouTuber, content creator. That YouTuber can then say that information without saying it's from Konami. That's a smart way to do it. That means Konami takes zero liability if the information goes wrong, and Konami's name isn't plastered on it, but the information seems to be viable. That content can grow, Konami can sit back and go, great, our information is getting out there the way we want it to, and that could work symbiotically. When I went to Nationals last year and talked to a Konami employee, actually the videos, if you check out my channel, the videos around here somewhere, they were telling me, this person told me exactly, if Konami worked one-on-one with a content creator, that creator would have to, in their words, ready for it, shill. Look up On Sleep Media, type in shill, and see what the videos he has created about the Wizards of the Coast content creators who literally shill for the company. Travis Wu, another Magic the Gathering player, literally said and made a video on his channel, T-Wu, I do not have to shill for Wizard of the Coast anymore. They literally control everything you say, and when you make a video and they don't like it, you have to change it exactly how they want it. That's not working together. That's an employer work relationship. Once again, going back to my way of doing it, Konami will go, hey V, listen, you know that set Savage Strike? Yeah? Yeah, Needle Fiber's coming out. Let everybody know. That way, in my channel, I could say Needle Fiber's coming out on Savage Strike, and Konami takes zero thought. Let's say it doesn't come out on Savage Strike. No big deal. But let's say it does. Well, I look good as a content creator. I got Konami's messages out. Konami is distant from me. We don't have a working relationship. But what they wanted me to say, I said because it helps everybody. Everyone benefits. Will Konami working with the community, with certain YouTubers? That means the other ones will not benefit. This doesn't help people. It creates yet another community in another sub-community in an already divided Yu-Gi-Oh community. This is horrible. I would not want this at all. I do not want Konami directly outright working with us content creators. It really does not help us whatsoever. We have a lot of cliques, high school drama in here, and just because things have gotten calm for a while doesn't mean content creators like myself and many others remember the fact that things were bad. Really bad. Drama was starting. People were talking trash. This doesn't work, unfortunately. And I wish it would, Team Sam, because I really do feel like you do have good, like you really want this to work. And you really would love to have this kind of relationship. And I really think you would actually do positive things. I could be wrong. But who knows? But what I do know is, if you join, let's say I join and two other guys join, everybody else would feel distant from Konami. It doesn't really work out so well. It never works out well. At all. Wizards of the Coast, their Magic the Gathering content creators, is a perfect example of this, unfortunately. And that's pretty much his video. You can see the original video in the link below. Check it out. Once again, this is used on the copyright and fair use and all that jazz. All the information will be below as well, in case anyone's confused about that. And for the most part, I would love for the community to really work together. In order for us to even go to Konami and to ask for them to pick certain YouTubers to work with them, I think the community has to be fixed first. The community has a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of separation, and it's not getting any better as it grows. It's never gotten better throughout the years. The only thing that's kind of gotten better is content creators, for the most part, are by themselves. Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, and that's it. Even making this video could be a problem. It's that silly. And it shouldn't be. We all love the game Yu-Gi-Oh! We can work up from there. Let's work together as content creators before we can work together with Konami. That's the best way to see it. Once again, I don't hate Team Samurai. I don't like him because I don't know him. I just saw his video ran on my feed, and I thought it was a great video and a great topic, and I would have loved to not only address Konami in this video, but also address Team Sam in this video, and give him a little clarification. Once again, he can still think differently than me. It's not a big deal, and we can still get along. Well, I don't understand why we don't. Most content creators don't get along, by the way. And a little side note for everybody that's out there that's a little confused. A good amount of content creators don't really get along. It could be several different reasons, but I think it's silly. I think it's time for us content creators to make a stand and start working together, start getting along, and start making this community good. Once we do that, then maybe we could work on something with Konami. Until that happens, we don't even need to look at Konami before we fix our own problems here at our own home, which is YouTube. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy V. Have a good day.